Okay, so in this part, I'm going to give a recap of what I did with the tiering here. So as you can see, let me start from the top level up, or the top level down, I mean. So you can see here that I was able to get the skyscrapers on this back row here, kind of like staggered them a little bit with different level tiering. The thought is that with the backdrop up, it'll look like those skyscrapers in the very far back are like really, really far away. And then I combined it with like, some buildings that kind of give you a little bit more of a larger scale to make them seem like they're a little bit more closer to this skating rink here. And again, with those buildings being different heights. And I think one of the things too, with some of these skyscrapers is that more or less they come in like the same heights. So you can kind of see here by putting them on different size styrofoam wedges, you could kind of see how the tips of them are not all even. Another thing that I did with this part is I did add some more of that scrapbooking paper on those edges. And you can kind of see here too, again, for those buildings in the back row, giving them different styrofoam platforms, but also leaving enough space to put a lot of the accessories on, which is always a fun part. Also just workshopping and kind of make sure I had enough space for where the road's gonna go, because we're gonna put vehicles on this level with people and, cobblestones. I think one of the things that I'll do in the next step is now that I'm happy with like the building placement and also the tiering, then I'll kind of like go ahead and cover this all with like a white sheet so it looks a little bit more smoother. You don't see the wood, and then go ahead and do the wiring. And this a little snow blanket, I guess is what it's called. And I do prefer these because not only does it like cover up like the wood, you can also like snake the cords underneath them. So I'll show kind of like my technique and process for doing that. And then on this lower level, again, just giving different tiers, especially for the buildings in the back. And kind of like what I think the storytelling on this part is, it's kind of like you have this little trolley that kind of takes you from like the more residential area across to like the town shopping area. And then you have like, again, the midtown with, City Hall and, some more shopping and, some of the, museums and stuff like that before you work your way up to, the uptown part. And then in the very lower level, you have like this kind of like roll setting. So, and then again, I'll also make, that laminated, tree line border. So it'll be a nice like little clean edge that kind of like blends very well in with, these trees that we'll have down here. And yeah, and I think I'll do a cobblestone or stone edge there. Whereas like you work your way up to the more developed areas, you'll get that brick edge. But yeah, it's coming along nicely. And again, I think the next thing that I'll be doing is, now that the building placement's good, and you can kind of just see here that everything's kind of pretty much covered as far as spacing goes. And then it'll really fill in again when you add the trees and all the accessories. But we'll go ahead and, if we're good with the placement, we'll go ahead and remove everything. That's always the fun part. But then put down that snow blanket and then also get everything wired up. So that's to come.